Yeah, they try to hide it, spray more on there as well.
When I was a casual, my first gig was temporary teaching IT, and the IT kids were the ones that wouldn't shower. They wear tracksuits.
How many showers they call them?
They wear tracksuit and jeans and
Check 1 2 1 2 levels test. Beautiful. Well, yes, a very good evening indeed, and a very warm welcome to a very brisk Central Coast Regional Sporting Complex here in Tuggerah. This deferred round 17 match of the round, midweek football under lights here on the coast between the Central Coast Mariners Academy and Bankstown. This one was, of course, scheduled to be played at Plume Park on Sunday afternoon, but for the wild weather that lashed much of the Central Coast throughout the course of the weekend. Since then, it has been blue skies and clear nights. A very clear night here indeed. Plenty of chill in the air, but the action about to heat up on the pitch to keep us all very warm here. It's Pete Pryor on the call with you for the Football New South Wales YouTube live channels. Absolute pleasure to have your company wherever it is you may be watching from. Let's get to the team news without further ado. Of course, starting for the hosts this evening, the Central Coast Mariners. In goal, number 1, Kiara O'Brien. The 3, Sarah Perez. The 4, Annalise Brewster. The 6, Tegan Douglas. 7, Liza Familton. Wearing number 8 this evening, Annalise Rasmussen. The 10, Montana Rose Curry. The 11, Ava Carlson. 12, Claire Denning. 15, Tatea Curry Jones. And 23, Amber Ford. On the bench this evening for the Mariners, Rachel Glendenning, Peyton Scollay, Matilda Gallagher and Ruby Govind Ali. For the travelling Bankstown City this evening, of course, in goal, number 27, Keely Segevchich. Number 3, Stephanie Ambrose. 13, Zali Dean. 15, Chelsea Gregorich. 17, Maya Miller. The 18, Ayasino. 23, Anna Harada. 24, Katia Berdano. 33, Kiara Shanchich. 35, Claire Witten. And 41, Heba El Sadiq. Not far away from kickoff here in Tuggerah. When we do get underway, it will be Bankstown City. They'll be kicking from right to left on your screens. The whistle blows and away we go for this deferred round 17 match of the round. What is sure to be an absolutely enthralling contest. Bankstown immediately looking to get forward quickly here. Cut back across the face as well. The Mariners just about able to clear their lines. Only half cleared, but it will be carried forwards. It's going to come straight back at them, well, momentarily. Rasmussen looking to get after this one. Couldn't quite keep it in the field of play, though. Played across the face, but it's too close to Sino. It was able to steal him momentarily there. The Mariners will have it back just inside their own half. Montana Rose Curry playing across the back. Tegan Douglas, and out to the left-hand side of the pitch it will go. They've turned it over on halfway. Tegan Douglas stepping forward to take it off the toe of Ayasino, who's been so dangerous in this competition this season. 30 goals all told for Ayasino. Real statement signing for Bankstown City. Free kick driven into the area. Douglas stepping forwards. Finding Rasmussen now, who wants to carry it forwards. Rides a couple of challenges. Final touch was just a little too heavy from Rasmussen, and over the top it goes in the direction of Sino. O'Brien alert to the danger. Proposed by Bankstown's number 18. Of course, the Mariners currently sitting in 6th place in the league with 3 games in hand. A couple of washouts have impacted their ability to have games scheduled, as this one's worked into the area as well and takes a couple of touches on the way through, cleared in the end. Rasmussen lets it run. Advancing was Claire Denning. Halted by Zali Dean, though. She's been so consistent this season as well, Zali Dean, for Bankstown. Curry Jones unable to weave her magic there and bring that under her spell. Another throw for Ambrose. She'll have it back as well, Ambrose. Final touch off Rasmussen there, and Ambrose will have yet another throw. Ambrose, inside it goes for Miller. Harada. Harada lets it run for Ambrose. Harada combining with Sino very nicely indeed. Tegan Douglas has body position there and happy to watch that outs behind for a goal kick at the end of it. As we said, the Mariners currently in 6th. Bankstown, however, occupying 4th on the ladder. The Mariners with 3 points tonight would in fact leapfrog Bankstown into that 4th spot. Here's Perez slaloming through the middle of the park. Flag is up. Looks tight. That's just going a fraction of a second early. It was a good release from Sarah Perez. Does have a fantastic range of passing, of course. Segacic launching it long. Rasmussen for the Mariners. And a tussle in the middle of the park, and she'll win it back for the Mariners. Here's Curry Jones. Couldn't stick the pass. Rasmussen staying busy and winning back possession as well for the Mariners. That's well done from the number 8. Now here's Perez. Mariners again with that side-to-side movement, looking to poke a hole here in the Bankstown defence. It's Carlson. Perez back with Tegan Douglas. They just recycle it here, the Mariners. Tegan Douglas's turn to try and show off her range of passing. Couldn't stick the pass, though. Bankstown to be quick in transition, perhaps a little too quick. Good strength in the middle of the park, but again, it's the Mariners. Just a cheap turnover there, straight at the feet of Harada. That's probably not who you want to play the ball to. Carlson tracking back, doing some defending. Driven in centrally as well to Ayacino. Bundled off it by Rasmussen, but they'll have it straight back here as well. Here's Ambrose for Bankstown with a sighter on goal here early. Kiara O'Brien saw it all the way. You could see the space just opened up around Ambrose there, and the shot was always on. Kiara O'Brien might have some more work to do. It's the opener, and it's a fantastically taken goal as well. Slotted into the bottom right corner, and it's Maya Miller who opens the scoring here in Tuggerah. My apologies, that's in fact Iacino. Just looking at the replay here. What a cool finish, goal number 31 of the season. And she just cannot stop scoring at the moment. Well, it's not going to plan for the Mariners at the moment. In fairness, Bankstown has certainly had the better of the opening exchanges. Still plenty of football to be played here, and here's Curry Jones. Striding forward here is Kiara Cencic. Looks to cut inside. One way and the other here, Cencic. That's a fantastic feat. Delivery. Couldn't pick out a teammate, though. Excellent work in the lead-up. However, to beat a couple of players, slaloming run. Here's Harada. From long range as well. Rattles the woodwork. What a strike from Anna Harada. Kiara O'Brien in the Mariners' goal was reaching desperately and had her beaten. But for a matter of millimetres, Bankstown could have been 2 to the good. Curry Jones linking up with Rasmussen, looking to spin. Couldn't evade the attention of the defender, though. And Cencic now. Again, well marshalled by Douglas. Mariners just can't get it out of their own half at the moment. Sliding challenge. Cencic. Has Ambrose for support. Uses her. Ambrose, first time ball into the area. The Mariners deal with it in a roundabout sort of way. Again, pinned in their own defensive area here, the Mariners. Well, the move breaks down in the end, and the Mariners just about survive yet another raid on their goal. Well, Bankstown, with a win tonight, would remain occupying that 4th spot on the ladder. Would move them to just 2 points behind Hills United, however. Hamilton. Rose Curry looking to switch it out towards Brewster. Mariners perhaps just looking to keep their foot on the ball for now. Curry Jones. No way forward for Curry Jones. She'll just about retain possession. Good challenge from Ambrose, though. We just hear some coaching instruction coming from the Mariners head coach Dan Barrett there, instructing Ava Carlson to swap roles with Liza Hamilton. Denning. Curry Jones now for the Mariners. Rasmussen. Good feet and good strength from Rasmussen. Again, couldn't turn though, Pires and Brewster. Closed down oh so quickly. Senchich. Passing lane was blocked off though. Back with Miller. Apologies, that was in fact Zali Dean. Sliding challenge right on halfway to win it back for the Mariners, and they might just have a sniff here. They haven't really had anything to work with thus far, and immediately it closed down. Expert defending from Zali Dean, but here's Rasmussen. Well, she is capable from that sort of range, Annalise Rasmussen. Closed down, though, by Maya Miller on that occasion. Well, if you are just joining us here in Tuggerah for this match of the round in the League One women's competition for Football New South Wales, it is, of course, Bankstown City 1, Central Coast Mariners 0. That's goal to Ayasino, her 31st of the season, equaling her tally down in the Victorian set up last season where she was with Geelong. 31 goals in 20 appearances last season for Geelong Galaxy Ayasino. Some return. And she's doing it now for Bankstown as well. In fact, she's only failed to score in 4 games this season, Ayasino. A record that continues tonight. Liza Hamilton tracking back to block off the passing lane, as was Amber Ford as well. Carlson skips past a couple of challenges as well, Carlson. That's very nicely done indeed, and managing to release Claire Denning. Denning into the area, square ball as well. Carlson arriving late. Just didn't have the direction or the purchase required to find the target. And that's the clearest sight of goal that the Mariners have had thus far in the opening 16 or so minutes here in Tuggerah. Perhaps feel that they could have done better there as well. Perhaps should have done better indeed. Carlson, 3 goals so far for the season. Also scored in the Mariners' last run out, which was just a week ago, down in Nowra against the South East Phoenix. 5-0 win for the Mariners in yet another midweek fixture. So many washouts they've had. A real logjam of fixtures starting to pile up for Dan Barrett's side. They're getting one out of the way here tonight. Rasmussen. Headed clear. Bankstown able to carry it forward on that far touchline. Well, if they're to get anything out of this one tonight, the Mariners are going to have to do it the hard way. They certainly did it the hard way last time these two sides met. A 2-2 draw down at Jensen Park in that one. Mostagimi and guess who? Ayacino scoring the first two for Bankstown, but Annalise Rasmussen scoring from the spot in the 90th minute before Ava Carlson securing a share of the spoils in the 92nd. They're behind again here tonight. Don't mind a bit of late drama myself. I'm sure Dan Barrett, though, would prefer to have something sewn up much earlier than that. Free kick on halfway for the Mariners. Rasmussen eager to get things back on the move. What it comes here for Curry. Has Curry-Jones wide in support. It's just gone under the foot of Curry-Jones, though. Hoisted high into the night sky by Pires. Curry again nodding that one forward in the direction of Taya Curry-Jones. Just left a little bit short of the Mariners winger. Well, linesman on this near side has his flag up. Referee is happy to play on, though, in spite of the protests from the Bankstown players and officials. Eventually the whistle does go, much to the bemusement of many around us here in Tuggerah. I seem to be indicating a foul throw here. You don't see those called all too often. Nodded on by Grigorich, who was fouled in the end. Contact through the back of Chelsea Grigorich. This will be driven forward by Ambrose towards the edge of the area. A couple of players waiting. It never really arrived, though. And now Hamilton with a chance to skip forward for the Mariners. She's bundled off it, fairly so. Bankstown immediately look to counter-punch here. Cross is driven straight into the midriff there of Amber Ford. So our first corner of the evening. Stephanie Ambrose, of course, a designated set-piece taker for Bankstown. Joined the club in 2019, of course, Stephanie Ambrose. Spent some time at Sydney Uni as well. Just missed Emily Husband's reign at Sydney Uni, as this one is clipped in towards the near post. A bit of pinball in the air as it was nodded down. The flag was up on the far touchline in any case, an infringement spotted by the linesperson on that far side. Again, it's another loose pass from the Mariners. They have been guilty of it a few times so far throughout the course of the contest. Tegan Douglas coming across just to shepherd that one to safety. O'Brien eager to get things back on the move. Curry-Jones, Rasmussen again looking to spin around a couple of players. Does well, does Rasmussen. Well, perhaps curse of the commentator striking there. Denning. Carlson. Again, everything just closed down around them. Maya Miller, the benefactor of that one. Hamilton has her heels clipped over on that far touchline. Just over halfway through the first stanza of this one here in Tuggerah. Bankstown with that single goal advantage, courtesy of their sharpshooter, Ayacino. The Mariners looking to work their way back into this one. Not like that, they won't. Here's Rasmussen, though, for the Mariners. Rasmussen, again, closed down very quickly by a combination of a couple of Bankstown players. Zali Dean was in the mix there as well. All too aware of the danger that Annalise Rasmussen does present. No stranger to scoring a screamer, Annalise Rasmussen. At both A-League and League One Football New South Wales level. A corner the results. Perez to take. Driven in low. Through a sea of legs as well. Bankstown able to clear in the end. And they want to transition rapidly here. Well, Taya Curry-Jones has done just about enough to halt the advance of Gregoric. But couldn't retain possession there under the pressure of Maya Miller. Ambrose. Gregoric. Wants to cut inside, but Carlson will take it off her toe. Now Denning lets it run. That's smart from Claire Denning. Striding forward here into the area. Claire Denning with the effort. It's a comfortable enough one for Segevcic. Claire Denning, as we said, 3 goals last week. And that's a wonderful looking ball. Bankstown are in behind again. Goes around the keeper. It is 2. From defence to attack in the blink of an eye. And Iacino has doubled her tally and doubled her size advantage here in Tuggerah. It's a wonderful ball to pick her out. Strides forwards around the keeper. Cool as you like from Iacino. Goal number 32 of the season, if you can believe it. Rasmussen. Wide it will go for Brewster. Perez just playing in front of that back 3 for the Mariners. Taya Curry-Jones wants it in the channel, but it's too close to Ambrose, who can only find her opposite number 3 in Perez. Gregoric now. Taya Curry-Jones takes it off the toe of Gregoric just for the time being, though. She wins it straight back. Ambrose. Well, Annalise Rasmussen has gone down on this near touchline here, and that's a concerning sign for Dan Barrett, of course. Clutching that right shoulder after she got tangled up there with Stephanie Ambrose. And she is a fierce competitor, is Annalise Rasmussen. And perhaps for the Mariners, the task at hand just got even tougher. As Denning looks to clip that one in behind for Taya Curry-Jones. It's comfortably cleaned up, though, back with Segevcic. Rasmussen still getting some treatment on this near touch line. The word is that she might have actually popped that shoulder out. Well, the Mariners down to 10 for the time being. Douglas. Denning has dropped deep in between the lines. Couldn't stick the pass though, and Maya Miller now. Zali Dean. And it was driven forward in the direction of Sino. I'll just have the throw on that far touch line. Meanwhile, it looks like the Mariners are going to be readying a change. It might just be a bridge too far for Rasmussen to be able to continue. So Rachel Glendenning being readied. And that is a huge blow for the Mariners here in Tuggerah. Curry Jones. Only one option in front. Looked like it might just sneak its way through to Denning, but well defended by Miller. And again, Bankstown absolutely rapid in transition, getting the ball forward oh so quickly. And we are going to see that change now for the Mariners as well. Annalise Rasmussen unable to continue after that shoulder injury. And Rachel Glendenning enters the fray. Been at the club since 2016, has Rachel Glendenning. 2 goals last season in the first grade setup. 1 goal so far in 2024, which actually came in her last appearance in the Mariners' last outing. The second goal in that 5-goal rout down in Nowra against the Southeast Phoenix. Harada. Sencic, Sino. Sencic just couldn't, stumbled on it momentarily. Retains possession though. Here's Ambrose, measures the cross as well. Well defended and, well, it's a good ball out as well to find Hamilton. Touch was a little heavy though, just took it away from her. And it's wave after wave of Bankstown attack here. Ambrose again looking to slide this one in this time. Well, the Mariners able to repel that raid. Carlson now looking to turn on the afterburners on this near touch line. Inside she goes. Beats 1, 2 and 3 does Carlson. Look to pick out Denning. Curry Jones will pick it back up for the Mariners. And now, first touch for Glendenning. Sarah Pires couldn't escape the attention of Iacino though. Goes back to Douglas, wide it goes. Curry looking to switch the point of attack out to Hamilton. That's a very handy ball indeed. Hamilton now has a bit of space to fashion the cross. Punch clear. Carlson was looking to pick up the scraps to strike at the end of it all as well. Well, the final shot was from Amber Ford. Keely Segovcic was scrambling across to her far post, but confident that she had her angles correct. Happy to watch that just drift wide in the end. Perhaps a bit of a change in shape here for Dan Barrett's side as well. Following the departure of Annalise Rasmussen. Bring you more on that as it progresses. As here comes Hamilton, skipping past 1 and 2. Looking to drive into the area here. He's bundled off it again. It's a legal challenge. Ford and now Perez. Thought about the shot, Perez. Took the strike on, but Segovcic very much equal to it. Fairly regulation take for the keeper. Ford. Hamilton. Curry-Jones, good first touch. And then good looking ball as well for Ava Carlson. Has a defender isolated here, Carlson. Able to find Taya Curry-Jones as well. She'll win the corner. It's a good challenge from Maya Miller.
Ava! Post! Front post!
You can hear the instructions coming from the Mariners bench. Over the effects mic here. Meanwhile, Perez floating this one in centrally. Some massive bodies and half-hearted appeals for a handball there as well. Referee says nothing doing. Brewster. Now, Ford was covering. Bankstown again looking to get forward. Mariners looking to retreat quickly. They do so quickly enough, and that's well intercepted by Glendenning. Wide it goes with Taya Curry-Jones again. Glendenning overlapping. Again looks to isolate her defender, and one way and the other. Stephanie Ambrose, so all the experience there. Telling. Looking to release Grigoric as well. Or Sencic, I should say. My apologies. This is Grigoric, though. Goes around the outside of Kurian now, looking to bear down on goal here. The strike at the end of it is good. Kiara O'Brien stretching. Thought she may have just got fingertips on it. Grigoric just wrapping her boot around that, looking for the far post. Drifting agonisingly wide for Blacktown. Well, see, she skips left and right. And it was curling, but the tail on it wasn't quite enough. They might just have another chance here, though. Bankstown, Sencic, and now Ambrose. Back it goes with Zali Dean. Chance to get forward on that far touch line as well now for Bankstown. Well, good covering defence from Tegan Douglas. Well, they've been nearly irresistible getting forward tonight, have Bankstown. That is why, of course, they have the best attacking record in the league. 67 goals scored, well, 69 goals scored. A very nice return indeed. After just 17 rounds. And there could be more tonight as well. But it's the Mariners now just looking to get their foot on the ball for a bit here. Wide it goes. Hamilton. Burns around the outside of a defender, and now bearing down on goal is Hamilton. Her final touch, though, just took it a little too far ahead. Brewster's come forwards to provide support. She'll win the throw-in as well, Brewster. Hamilton, well, it's another foul throw from the Mariners. Just a lack of discipline around the fundamentals, really. I did say earlier, when we saw the first one given, you don't see many of those, and now we've seen 2 in one game. They'll have it straight back, though.
That'll do, T. That'll do.
Curry and now Brewster. Fords. Does well to retain possession, does Ford. And now Hamilton, who's drifted inside. It's a good-looking ball for Denning. Still going here is Claire Denning. It's a good save from Segevcic. Was very close to the goalkeeper in all fairness. Claire Denning, as we said, with a hat-trick last week, perhaps should have done a little bit better there. Good tackle, I should say. My apologies from Glenn Denning. Claire Denning, though, can't retain it. And Zali Dean now getting forwards. Bustling through the middle of the park was Hamilton.
Narrow, come together. Tay and Eliza, closer to Ava. Good.
Ford. Again, looking for that outlet in Claire Denning. Ford has it back, able to recycle with Perez now. Glenn Denning nearly left it behind, able to dig it out, and does very well indeed to beat 1 and 2. Here comes Glenn Denning. Measuring the cross here, Glenn Denning. Well, it might just drift in. It's off the top of the crossbar in the end, you know. Well, I'm sure if you ask Rachel Glenn Denning, she'll tell you that was meant as a shot. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt as well. Just about sneaking in to that far top corner.
In, Eliza, narrow in, work as a 3. That's the girl. Come on, it's better now.
But as it stands, we remain at 2-0 in favour of the away side, Bankstown City tonight. Just under 5 minutes to go until the interval here in Tuggerah. As the fog rolls in as well. As we said last time, these two sides met, the Mariners had to come back from 2-0 down, and they did indeed. Oh, so late. They're without one of the goal scorers from that afternoon, though, following the injury to Annalise Rasmussen earlier in the half. Bankstown now looking to consolidate their advantage. Well, the pass just evades everyone. It was between a couple, and now Hamilton. Oh, that's excellent strength. Good footwork too, and a handy-looking pass as well, if you don't mind. Taya Curry-Jones now. Goes direct for goal, does Curry-Jones. Never really testing Segevcic, though. Well, Segevcic in no real hurry to get things back underway, as you might expect, of course. The side does lead here in Tuggerah. Driving this one long. Rising was Perez. Illegally so, says the referee. Referee feeling there was a raised arm there from Pires. Pires pleading her innocence, but there's not too much that she can say that's really going to change the referee's mind. And Haradi dropping in to take the free kick, going short to find Ambrose. Harada. Again, flooding forward here are Bankstown. Passing lane eventually blocked off as well. Mariners will win the throw on that far touchline in the thick haze of fog that's starting to settle. Carlson. Forward now for the Mariners. Just ran away from her though. Ambrose. Rachel Glendenning does well to read the pass though and steps forwards. Now Taya Curry-Jones, driven in low towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Claire Denning was arriving, but so too was Zali Dean. Looks like it's gone out just on this side of the corner flag indeed, yes. Claire Denning and Glendenning. Well, Claire Denning was the intended recipient of the pass, but she knew she was in an offside position, just letting that one run out for a goal kick as we tick into the final minute of the first 45 here. Bankstown with that 2-goal advantage, and they've been very good value for it indeed. The Mariners have had a couple of half chances and a couple of very half-decent chances indeed, but they haven't been able to find the target so far. Here's Amber Ford. It was an easy clearance for Claire Whitten to make. Ford will have it back for the Mariners though. Denning bundled off it and will have the free kick this time. So perhaps the last roll of the dice for the first stanza here at Tuggerah for the Mariners. Through the regulation 45 minutes. I don't imagine we'd see all too much time added on. No real stoppages of note in the first stanza, as this one is hoisted high and deep and off the woodwork in the end. And they can't turn home the rebound. Keely Segovcic was backpedaling frantically. May have just got a touch on that one as well. What a ball that was. Testing the goalkeeper and testing the frame of the goal as well indeed. And that's as close as the Mariners have come so far in this one. I think the free kick was from Sarah Pires. Meanwhile, we will have a free kick. In fact, it'll be a drop ball. Of course, these days the drop balls are uncontested. I do miss the chaos of the old contested drop ball, of course. Grigorich. Again, White goes into that massive fog. Brewster getting there first, and that will be that for the first 45 here in Tuggerah. A captivating contest so far between two sides who have been very much equal on the ladder. But tonight, in the opening stanza, it's been very much the Bankstown City and the Ayacino show. 2 goals to Ayacino, notching up her 31st and 32nd goals of the season. Give Bankstown the advantage here in Tuggerah. Bankstown City 2, The Central Coast Mariners 0. We're off to a short break here in Tuggerah. Make sure you join us for the second half in about 15 or so minutes' time. Well, a very warm welcome back indeed to the Central Coast here at the Central Coast Regional Sports Complex in Tuggerah. We have midweek football, this deferred round 17 match of the round between Bankstown City and the Central Coast Mariners. 2 goals in the first half to Ayacino. It's very much been the Ayacino show, as it has been for much of the season. See Bankstown leading their host by 2 goals, 2-0. Both sides are back out amongst this thick haze of fog that has set in here at Tuggerah. Will be the Mariners to resume hostilities for the second stanza when we do get back underway. Doesn't look like any changes for either side at half-time, and away we go indeed. Douglas has Brewster on this near touch line. Good first touch from Brewster, finding Curry Jones, linking up again with Brewster. Amber Ford now. Perez. Forced all the way back to Glendenning. It was a first half substitute, of course. Rachel Glendenning. Dan Barrett forced into that change midway through the first stanza following that shoulder injury to Annalise Rasmussen. Amber Ford now in a pocket of space. Brewster. Maya Miller wins it back on halfway for Bankstown. Perez now for the Mariners. Riding one challenge. Finding Douglas. Montana Rose Curry. Going long this time. It's not able to find a teammate, and you might hear the instruction coming from the Mariners coaching staff urging the Mariners to play a shorter passing game there. Taya Curry-Jones again looking to block off the passing lanes. Harada, and forward it goes for Gregorich. Still going here, Gregorich around the outside of Amber Ford. Cut back across the face. Kiara O'Brien couldn't quite claim it cleanly. Here's Harada looking for the top corner. Didn't quite have the angle correct on that occasion, Enna Harada. First shot in anger for the second stanza for Ante Kovic's team. What a player he was, by the way. Familton for the Mariners. It looks like Familton and Taya Curry-Jones have switched flanks. Familton looking to invert. Claire Whitten picking out the pass, though. Straight up to the line it goes to Gregorich. She's one-on-one with Tegan Douglas here. Couple little step-overs now shifting onto her right, Gregorich. Driven across the face. Cleared at the last available opportunity as well. Harada will pick up the scraps. Again, looking to work the space in the wide area. Kiara O'Brien forced to punch that one clear. Perez rising and finding Carlson as well, who brings it out of the night sky. Doesn't have the beating of Harada, though. And now Harada and Carlson with a little tete-a-tete. Hamilton across to close down the passing lanes again. Couple in the box to aim for here as well. Well, just running out of real estate straight over the byline, and Kiara O'Brien, perhaps too eager to get things on the move. Her clearance only finding Harada. The shot is blocked by a combination of Curry Jones and Sarah Perez. Bankstown starting this half much in the way they started the first, giving the Mariners no time on the ball. Twisting and turning, looking to fashion an opening as well. Couple of touches. The final touch was off Montana Rose Curry. Behind it goes for the first corner of the second half. Well, of course, if you're enjoying the action this evening, make sure that you do tune in to Kickoff, the official Football New South Wales competitions podcast. As the corner is swung in towards the near post. Carlson looking to clear. Now wide it goes. Driven into the area. Mariners just about able to deal with the danger. Here's Amber Fords. Harada will have it back though. Now Badano. Again, Tegan Douglas, who's been very good at the back tonight for the Mariners, but Harada with a chance to swing it into the area in the direction of Sino. Coming forward is Maya Miller. Ava Carlson, though, able to stride forward now, centrally, and then wide with Hamilton. Looking to return the pass, in fact finds Claire Denning. One-on-one here, Denning! And I think we're all astounded as to how that did not find the back of the net there. Claire Denning rattling the woodwork once more. Kili Segevcic was beaten. So we just have a quick look at the replay here as well. Oh, it's absolutely cannoned off the underside of the crossbar. And the Mariners eventually will have the free kick for the challenge on Rachel Glendenning. Well, they're getting closer and closer, are the Coast. Still nothing to show for their endeavour so far. Of course, this week's episode of the Kickoff podcast, the official Football New South Wales competition podcast, featuring Siobhan Edwards from the Illawarra Stingrays, and of course Jack O'Brien from Blacktown City and Chris Payne from League One Men's Bankstown City. Make sure that you listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Carlson here for the Mariners. Driven towards the goal. Flashing across the face as well. Well, the referees pulled it back for the free kick for the Mariners. They spotted something in the build-up there. Perhaps a couple of little nibbles on Carlson as she got the shot away. They'll get a second bite at it here, the Mariners. And Perry is standing over this one. She, of course, hit the woodwork right at the end of the first half from a free kick from, well, a fair way further out. She's joined by Claire Denning over there as well, so a meeting of the minds as to who might take this one. Denning happy to leave it for Perez. Certainly within range for Sarah Perez. She does indeed go direct for goal, but doesn't have the direction required to test Segovcic. Segovcic to get us back underway here. Rising was Carlson. It just floated just over the head of Carlson. Brewster tussling for it on this near touch line with Greguric. Harada emerging with it. Great looking ball to pick up Ayacino as well. Still going Sino. Well, Cara O'Brien able to slide out and claim that one in the end. El Sadiq in the middle of the park. Well, El Sadiq has handled that one in the end. And we're going to see the second change of the evening for the Mariners. It's going to be Matilda Gallagher entering the fray. And it looks like Taya Curry-Jones will take her leave for the evening. Matilda Gallagher, by far the youngest player on the pitch. First season in and around the first grade setup. The one start so far this season, back in round 7. There's 5 goals in the under-20s as well. Wouldn't this be some time to score her first in first grade? Did score last week as well for the under-20s, did Matilda Gallagher. It was a thoroughly impressive victory over the Southeast Phoenix. 14-0 that one finished, in fact, in the under-20s. Now, the referee's given the throw in the way of the Mariners here. And you can probably hear just what the Bankstown contingent think of that. But on we go. Inside ball from Sino. Maya Miller now white. Forced to recycle here, Bankstown. El Sadiq. Little dink over the top in the direction of Greguric. The strike at the end of it as well. Cannoning into a sea of legs. Taking all the sting out of it and comfortable for O'Brien to claim. Here's Gallagher. Slide rule ball in behind for Denning. Going to have a task on her hand to keep this one in play. Well, she's done well to win the corner, in fact, as Claire Denning. He scored the very first goal of the Mariners season for 2024 to Claire Denning in that round 1 victory against Marconi. As we said, a hat-trick last week as well. Having some season. Not quite having it all her own way tonight. This one is clipped into the near post by Perez. They'll have another corner as well, the Mariners. Going to be plenty of late runners into the area as Pires hoists this one again towards the near post. Defender at the near post able to head clear as far as Harada. Well, they'll have the throw, the Mariners, at the end of it all. Here's Pires. Took one touch to set herself, the second touch to try and deliver the cross, but not the direction required. Just about half an hour or so left in this one. As we said, 2-2 last time these two sides met. It is 2-0 in favour of Bankstown at the moment. That's how it was last time these two sides met. The Mariners left it oh so late last time. They're going to have to try and pull it out of the fire again here tonight if they're to get anything out of this one. But Bankstown City on the march forward again here. Well, perhaps only momentarily. Looked like they might have just turned it over on halfway, but free kick going in favour of Bankstown City, right on the halfway line. Floated wide. El Sadiq was arriving late. Pires in a bit of a wrestling match there. Free kick going the way of the hosts in the end. Tegan Douglas. Not happy with the options presented in front. Montana Rose Curry now looking for Amber Ford, but it's easily picked out by El Sadiq. Well done, Matilda Gallagher, though. Striding forward, beating one, and not quite the second, but she'll have the free kick. Matilda Gallagher eager to get things on the move here. Carlson finding Pires. Swung wide now for Glendenning. First time cross is all too close to Segevcic. Fairly regulation take that for the Bankstown custodian. Here's Gallagher. Perhaps awaiting the supporting cast, arriving in the form of Familton momentarily. They can't retain it though, the Mariners. That's wonderful footwork in the middle of the park. Well stepped forward by Douglas to effect the challenge. We saw no shortage of action and no shortage of goals, of course, in the other matches in round 17. It was a stalemate, a 1-1 draw between Hills United and Mount Druitt, finishing 1 apiece. Goals to Rita Boateng for Mount Druitt and Kaylee Shannon for Hills United. But it was a goal fest at Southern Districts Raiders. A real ding-dong affair in that one there as well. Finishing 4-3 between Southern District Raiders and Marconi. Camden Tigers had the better of the Southeast Phoenix down in Nowra. That one finishing 2-1 in favour of the Tigers. St George FC certainly had the better of Nepean FC. That one finishing 5-0 at Nepean in favour of St George. There was another washout, of course. Not just this one, but also the Sutherland Strikers game against South Coast Flame has been postponed as well. Liza Hamilton just receiving some treatment. She's back up and about very gingerly. So the Mariners, for the time being, down to 10 once again. And they've got some defending to do. This one floated all the way through. Comfortable for O'Brien. Who looks to launch this one long. Well pulled down out of the sky as well. Amber Ford now. And Gallagher was looking to find Denning, who originally brought that one down, but pass was just a little too far ahead. Well, the Mariners have found Bankstown extremely difficult to break down so far this evening. They've not been completely bereft of chances. Bankstown City, of course, they do have the third best defensive record in the league, behind only Hills United and the Central Coast Mariners, who up until this evening had only conceded 10 apiece. Southern District Raiders have conceded just 12. Effective pressing that from Matilda Gallagher. Of course, the freshest player on the pitch at the moment, Harada. Running out of room on the near touchline. The Mariners look to send just about all their options forward. Brewster forward to take the throw. Hoisted long. A bit of aerial pinball there as well. Brewster now will have it back. Not for long though. Oh, that's great feet from Harada. Able to free her feet and picks out Iacino. Montana Rose Curry across to effect the challenge as Iacino looked to bear down on goal once again. She's got 2 for the evening already. She's been fantastic. What a ball to pick her out as well, by the way, from Anna Harada. Excellent feet as well. They'll have a corner for their troubles. Stephanie Ambrose across to take. Just about everyone in the box defending this for the Mariners as well. In-swinger from Ambrose. Headed straight behind. Ambrose will have a second go at it here. Claire Denning, the only one not in the area defending this one at the moment. Ambrose's delivery. Skidding off the turf there as well. Kiara O'Brien with the restarts. Now Denning. Bundled off it though. It's looking to release Gregoric. Again, all the lanes just blocked off now, and Hamilton, who's returned to the pitch. Oh, it's a wonderful turn from Claire Denning, who may have just spotted Segovcic off her line there, but didn't get the purchase or the connection required. Harmlessly wide in the end. Pires. Head up and scanning and assessing the options, one of who was Hamilton, but it just ran away from Liza Hamilton. Now Gregoric is racing after this one. O'Brien was off her line quickly, read the danger early. El Sadiq. Couldn't evade the attention of Gallagher, though. Now Familton for the Mariners. Thought about the shot, did Familton. Didn't just think about it, you know. Went for goal, and Segovcic once again very much equal to it. Amber Ford back with Tegan Douglas now. Brewster. Linking up with Gallagher. A return pass, though, from Matilda Gallagher, just a little too far ahead of the Mariners' number 28. We're going to see a couple of final changes coming up for the Mariners here in just a moment. Meanwhile, Amber Ford racing after this one. Iacino, who's been just about everywhere tonight, dropping deep once again to affect the challenge. Claire Denning. Up the line it went, but they can't get their foot on the ball here at the moment, can the Mariners? Good looking ball in behind once again for Gregoric. Could it be Chelsea Gregoric for three? Drawing a very sharp save out of Kyra O'Brien there. Down very sharply to her right to keep the deficit at just a two there, O'Brien. She's been at the club for a number of years, of course, since the under-13s, all the way back in 2017, as this corner is really floated into the area. Shots into a sea of legs once again. Mariners just holding off on that change for now. Badano with the throw in. Tegan Douglas just scuffs the clearance a little bit. Harada looks to work it back into the area. Clipped in by Miller. Was maybe just under her feet a little bit there, Miller, but comfortable take for O'Brien, and a good release to find Familton as well, who turns on the afterburners here. Blocked off comfortably by Zali Dean. And it looks like the Mariners now will look to make that change. A double change it is indeed. It looks like Liza Familton and Ava Carlson both taking their leave. Peyton Scully, one of who is being introduced there, and Ruby Govindali, the other one coming on as well. So the Mariners have emptied their bench now as they go in search of being able to salvage something out of this one, I should say. I'll get my words out eventually. Shot from range. Not really testing Segovcic there. It's a very regulation take for the goalkeeper. Brewster. Gallagher, good press to take it off the toe of Badano. Excellent covering defence, though. Claire Whitten coming across to affect the challenge on Gallagher there. Well, perhaps goes unheralded a little bit, does Claire Whitten, but they do say the best central defenders are the ones that you don't really notice. Coming forward again is Gregoric. Beats Brewster. Now looks to have the beating of Douglas. Still going Gregoric to the byline. Cut across the face. And once again, it's a matter of millimetres away from Bankstown adding a third. That one could have ended up just about anywhere. That would have been one for the highlight reels for Chelsea Gregoric. Carried forward from inside her own half. beat Brewster, beat Douglas, and then nearly squeezed it in from the most impossible of angles. Oh, Yacino rides the challenge. Still going here, Yacino. Still going. Well, just looking to wrap her boot around that one and try and find the top right corner. The Mariners' goal leading perhaps a bit of a charmed life at the moment. O'Brien going short from the goal kick this time. Ford does well indeed. Towards Denning. Couldn't quite reel it in though, Denning. Curry. Glenn Denning now. Peyton Scully. And now Denning measuring the cross, which is straight into the body of the defender. Again, looks to try and really barge her way into the area there, Claire Denning. Once again, Bankstown, cool as you like in the area. Well, the Mariners, from a series of throw-ins, have managed to turn that into a corner on the far touchline. Time ticking away from them in this one. About 15 or so minutes to go. What's the delivery like from Piri's on this occasion? Again, it's towards the near post. And it's all too close to the goalkeeper in the end. Very good take from Segovcic. Harada. Well, El Sadiq wanted it on this near touchline. Instead, they work it out to the left. Miller. Harada, first time ball forwards. It's good ball speed this from Bankstown. Shifting one way and the other. Pushing and probing and perhaps just finding an opening here as well. They'll have a corner for their endeavour. El Sadiq forcing the corner off the legs of Brewster. And Ante Kovic goes to his bench for the first time this evening. Kaya Badeno being introduced. That will be the final involvement for El Sadiq. Oh, wouldn't this be some way to reintroduce yourself to the fray here? For Kaya Badeno, if she can get on the end of it, you know. Back out to Ambrose, it will go. Clipped into the central area. Now Kaya Badeno, which has been lively in the first 30 seconds since coming on, and it might just creep home. It does indeed. Bankstown 3, Central Coast Mariners 0. Stephanie Ambrose will get the credit. And that is surely just about done and dusted now for Bankstown City as they go roaring on towards victory here. Just watching the replay here, it looks like it's gone through absolutely everyone. Stephanie Ambrose has her second of the season, or her third of the season, I should say. My apologies. It's her second in back-to-back games. She scored the opener last week against Marconi, and she might have just scored the sealer here. It might not be over yet, you know, as well. Mariners just about able to scramble it clear, though. Here's Gallagher. Unable to get it out of their own half again, the Mariners. But it's a good challenge. A combination of Ford and Gallagher forcing it into touch. Katia Badano. Now, Kaya Badano. Hamilton. Again, looking to release Claire Denning. She's the sole outlet up top for the Mariners at the moment. Gallagher recovers the ball. Was looking for a couple at the top of the box. One is arriving late. Was Govind Ali unable to force a shot on target, though. And Segevcic will just soak up a few more seconds here. Well, going back to that Stephanie Ambrose goal just a couple of minutes ago, as we said, it went through an absolute sea of legs. Ayasino, you know, could have actually got a touch on it to add her third, but such is the selflessness of Sino, which is rare to say for a 30-plus goal a season striker. She just let it run it through her legs and into the back of the net. Meanwhile, here's Gallagher. Keely Segevcic down sharply to her right to keep her goal intact. 2 clean sheets in a row for Segevcic, looking for her third clean sheet. A mid-season acquisition, of course, from Blacktown Spartans. Previously had some time at the Bulls Academy and Northbridge as well. Here's Kaya Badano. Driven in towards the near post. Again, just too far ahead of the on-rushing striker there, and O'Brien getting things back underway very quickly indeed. The pass was just a little too far ahead of Pires. The Mariners have it all against them now. Grigoric. Kaya Badano has Tegan Douglas for company. Douglas had body position once again and just shepherding that one out behind. Denning. One-on-one with Ambrose, looking for the slide rule pass there, the underlapping run. Looks like Govind Ali out on that far touch line. Meanwhile, here's Denning. Offside flag is up though. Well, certainly been anything but smooth sailing for the Mariners here this evening. On course for just their third loss of the season. Bankstown City have been absolutely insatiable getting forwards. Segevcic launches that one long. Witten was pressed. Might have just turned it over to Ford there as well. Perez now. Good looking run this from Peyton Scolle. Shot is blocked. Greguric had her heels clipped right on halfway. My apologies, that wasn't Greguric, of course. Zali Dean gets us back underway. Ambrose measures the delivery. Montana Rose Curry able to get it clear, but only as far as Maya Miller. Matilda Gallagher does very well indeed to pick out the pass. Awaiting the supporting cast. Well, she might just go a selfie, Gallagher, instead. She was always falling backwards there. Just not quite on balance. Rather off balance, I should say, as she struck her efforts on goal. Greguric. Kaya Badano now. Brewster tracking back frantically. And does enough at the expense of a corner, though. Well, they scored from pretty well the second phase of play from their last corner, did Bankstown. Their most recent goal, of course, the third goal of the evening for the number 3 in Stephanie Ambrose, who makes her way across to take this corner as well. Central delivery from Ambrose, headed clear just about. Gallagher looking to pick up the second ball. Anna Harada will have it though for Bankstown. Zali Dean. Thought she shaped her shoot for half a second there. Would have been absolutely audacious. And a Harada. The clearance, once again, cannoning off the legs of Harada, who's been the maestro in the middle of the park as well this evening. Another new acquisition this season for Bankstown as they look to return to the NPL first grade, or first tier, I should say, at the first attempt. They've certainly put on a good show here on the coast, that's for sure. Against one of those who were tipped by many as promotion contenders during the course of pre-season. They were oh so close last year as well. Here's Perez. Couldn't work the opening, but it pops out for Gallagher. Well defended once again by Bankstown. It's not just going forward where they've been so good tonight. They've defended so resolutely as well. Amber Ford all the way back to Douglas. Ford will have it back. Gallagher. Brewster, who's gone on a foray forward once again. Gallagher again now. Letting the ball run and popping out there. It's nearly impossible to tell who's who in the thick of fog there, but that was Govind Ali, of course. Wide it goes. And again, a very regulation take for Segevcic there. The delivery hasn't been what the Mariners have needed so far in this one as we tick into the final minute of the regulation 90 for this week's match of the rounds. Ante Kovic will go to his bench again. Kalidakis is going to come on for the final minute or so here. Chelsea Gregoric making way. And Karen Bennett, the other introduction as well. To warm applause from many of those who have made their way up the F3 from Bankstown this evening. Perry's in the middle of the park. Gallagher looking to turn. Brewster. Gallagher. Denning. Anything at this point would surely be no more than a consolation for the Mariners. Brewster, though, clipped into the area. Segevcic watching that all the way onto her boots. Amber Fords. It's a bit of an awkward one to try and control. Able to do so in the end, picking out Curry. Can't find a teammate with the pass, only finding Stephanie Ambrose over in that thick haze of fog once again. Here is Ambrose. Back with Zali Dean. As we said, Ambrose and Zali Dean have been two of possibly the most consistent performers in the League One competition so far this season. Here's a touch for Kalidakis. It's not a bad first touch either, you know. Couldn't stick the pass, though. Pires. Oh, she's turned it over, and here's Kaya Badano. Goes around 1 and 2 and 3 and still going Badano. Oh. Couldn't get the shot away, though. Excellent covering defence from Maya Miller, who's been, well, I should say, who's managed to get through an absolute mountain of work in the centre of the park this evening. And that's a fantastic looking ball, but for the timely intervention of Brewster, Chris Kalidakis would have been through one-on-one. Here's Gallagher, though, for the Mariners. Comfortably cut out by Witten. They'll have it back. Denning. And they look to swing it wide and perhaps fashion one last chance here, the Mariners. Well, the cross at the end of it all, sailing harmlessly behind. Through 2 or so minutes of added time here in Tuggery, you can't imagine that there would be all too much more added on. We see a check of the watch from the official in the middle, and indeed, that is all she wrote here on the Central Coast. A thoroughly professional and deserved victory for Bankstown City in round 17 here against the Central Coast Mariners. A double to Ayacino, who can just not stop scoring her 31st and 32nd goals of the season. Was capped off by a third goal to Stephanie Ambrose. 2 in 2 weeks for Stephanie Ambrose, of course. And 32 in 16 starts for Ayacino this season. For Bankstown City, they come up against Camden Tigers. Travelling down to South Camden at Rondine Memorial Reserve at Carby Stadium this Sunday in round 18 for the Mariners. It doesn't get any easier as they play host to Hills United this Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock at Plume in round 18. It's been an absolute pleasure having your company this evening on a very fresh night here on the Central Coast. for round 17, League One Women's Match of the Round. I've been Pete Pryor, but from me, it's bye for now.
That's awesome.